I think we're up now.
Yeah, you are.
You're on. All right.
Wow. Welcome to the BlabberMalt Show with your hosts, Dave and Matthias, two guys that blabber incessantly about beer, brewing, and bullcraft. Stick around while they brew up another tasty episode.
Hello.
Wow. Look at that. And I still have the Halloween stuff up. Delete that out later.
You have the fall stuff. That's fall.
It's fall. Okay.
It's fall.
Yeah. Trick or treat, people. Well,
Cheers.
My name's Dave. This is my friend Tom.
Hello.
Thomas, good to see you. This is the BlabberMalt Show, episode 122, November 11th, 2025. And we had a little technical difficulties top of the show, trying to hook up this chat log. Somebody type something in Facebook, just in the chat. It's probably not going to come up. It's beyond my technical abilities.
Hey, as long as they can see us and hear us, or at least hear us.
Yeah, that's right. Can you hear us? At least.
That's all that matters.
So, hey, don't forget to like and subscribe, even though we got off to a rocky start. If you like the show, comment, send it to some people. It helps the algorithm get us to more people, which is maybe not what we need until we iron this shit out. So we don't have a guest here tonight. We do have some fans in the back here. But Tom came up with the great idea to do a gateway beer show, and I thought it was great. So we put this together for you, and we hope you enjoy it.
And just, I mean, if you guys have been watching the show, if you haven't been watching the show, you know, we a lot of times ask our brewer guests and other folks that are in the craft beer industry, what got you into it? And that's what we're kind of defining as the gateway beer. So, you know, whether it was 10 years ago or 30, 40 years ago when the craft breweries kind of started, what was that beer that kind of stood out and said, hey, this is something different than what I've normally been drinking? So that's what we're defining as gateway beers, and we were able to get a collection together of a good amount of gateway beers that were mentioned by different brewers on our episodes going back, of things that they tasted and made them think, wow, this might be something different than just the regular.
Yeah, I tried to get ChatGPT to go through our videos, and they said, I'm sorry, we don't have access to that. So I just kind of went off of memory, and we curated this list. Now for me, I mean, I kind of think of gateway beers as maybe a period of beers or a period of time where you're discovering beers. So to nail it down to just one, it's not necessary to do that. I mean, I'm sure you could list 5 or 6 or 10 beers.
For an individual?
Yeah.
But I think what's interesting is, you talk about the gateway beers that we have even here today, they span over 20 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Different people that we've had on, some of the younger brewers, it's beers that are, more familiar to some folks and some that may not be. And Dave actually put together a list of a couple beers that we know have come up. There were gateway beers that are no longer in production.
Yeah, they were my gateway beers, so that's dating me. Yeah, it's and it's funny, as you go through time, there are beers that are people's gateway beers now that are, I consider, oh, wow, I was well into my beer journey when I discovered that one, right? Yeah, some of these, when we're looking at the dates, it's kind of surprising how old some of them are and how young some of them are. So,
and we try to stay on, because I probably said myself, some of my gateway beers were into the German beers that really wouldn't be considered craft beers, because they've been doing it for 100 years. We kind of think of the craft brewery as something that's started in the 80s. Here in the U.S. at least. So we kind of stayed away from some of those, even though I was able to pick up some Warsteiner Dunkel, which was one of my gateway beers.
We have some bonus beers for after the fact. But so we have one poured here. Actually, I got 2 poured. What do we got here, Tom?
Well, we kind of are going by dates as well. So this is Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. This beer came on the scene, I believe, in 1980 and big production in 1981. And from what I read about it, it was one of the first Cascade hops beers. Mm-hmm. And it started to actually define what we today call the West Coast. Even though it's a pale ale, it was a West Coast style beer.
Busting the place up back there. Shit.
So, Sierra Nevada,
Cheers.
who is still around and still producing, obviously.
Yeah, here's a look at the bottle here. Chico, California, started out by two gentlemen, Ken Grossman and Paul Camusi. I mean, truly could be considered founders of the American craft beer revolution, I would say, and still a staple these days.
Yeah, I mean, this was definitely something that people did not have available to them back in the day. This much hop. And I'm pretty sure a couple of the brewers we talked to, this was one of their forays into
Yeah,
craft beers.
it's a classic still today. If you've never had it, I can't believe you've never had it. I mean, what are you doing? Get out and get you a 6-pack of this.
And they've, continued to brew different styles of beers. They even have their version of a Christmas beer as well as we head into that season here. So definitely been around, done their thing for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, they have definitely, this is not the only gateway beer by them. The Christmas Ale. Do they do the Bigfoot?
Yes.
Is that there?
The
Yeah,
barley
Bigfoot
wines.
barley wine. Yeah, that's a good one too. I used to have a vertical of those beers. Some people at parties in the past maybe have sniped a couple bottles, but that's okay.
Well, and that's an odd one too, because that was a beer that you don't think of, especially back in the day, and we're probably 80s and 90s when even the Bigfoot may have come out. That was a beer that you could age. I mean, it did not have to be drunk right away as a barley wine.
Yeah.
If it was a year old, it tasted a little bit different and sometimes better even than originally.
I'll try one thing here.
All right.
Talk amongst yourselves. What's next on the list?
Well, yeah, we'll go to the next one. So, like I said, we're trying to do a little bit in chronological. The next one we have a little closer to home versus out in California. We have Bell's Two Hearted IPA from Kalamazoo. And this one originally came out in the 80s from what I read online. And the current version or style that we're drinking today is a recipe they kind of settled on in 97. But it had been out there since the 80s. And debuted in the early 80s with a different name. 97 as a winter seasonal, and has won numerous awards. And for a while there, I believe it was, by some of the craft brewery news, one of the top beers for, I think, 4 or 5 years in a row. And of course, we know Bell's. They've got their nice summer wit beer, the Oberon. But this is a style, double IPA. I really do. I gravitate towards this one.
Yeah, this is a great one too. So I was looking up a little bit about this beer. It had been in 97 was a winter beer. It was a winter seasonal. And then, did you just say this while I was messing with the thing?
Go ahead.
Okay.
It's Two Hearted, so you have to say it twice.
Yeah, that's true enough. Then became a year-round beer. Sorry about that.
Now, again, to me, this was one of my gateways. I'd say a little more than Sierra Nevada. I do remember, though. I know you. Pardon?
97?
97. The current version that we're drinking now was perfected and is 97. It originally came out in the 80s.
When did you first experience it?
When I first experienced this was probably in the early 90s.
Okay.
I mean, I really would say, Bell's. We got another one that was kind of my gateway beer, other than a local beer that we'll have as well. That probably was a lot of people's in this area's first craft beer. the one thing I would say about the Sierra Nevada, like just jumping back a little bit, you know, you always joke now about every restaurant you go, you can always find truth on draft.
Yeah.
I can say probably in the 90s and early noughts, Sierra Nevada was always on draft. That
Yeah,
seemed to be,
that's true.
That was like the cool craft beer that you could always find at dive bars, any bar.
Yeah.
They did a great job of getting out there.
So yeah, the Two Hearted was it was an ale, and then in 2023 they rebranded it as an IPA. So and it's won best beer by the American Homebrewers Association 4 times. That's saying a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of came to the party late to this one. I was not that familiar with this, prior, in the 90s. It was off my radar, for whatever reason, but,
And they do, again, I mean, talking about a brewery that has a vast profile of their stouts as well as their IPAs. I believe they just celebrated an anniversary, I think, either this year or last year. I can't remember if they hit their 40-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in 2013, Bill Orshowski would find this interesting. Prior to 2013, Oberon was their number 1 seller, but since it's this beer, Two Hearted. So, the word kind of got out. It's a great beer, and it really picked up momentum, I think.
And if you're a real diehard, there is a double Bell's Two Hearted.
There's also a hazy hearted and a light hearted, and
yes,
they
have a whole variety.
All kinds of versions of it. I mean, they're really leaning into it, which is great. That's great. Great beer. Any of you guys had this beer before?
Are we cross posting today?
We are. Of all the things I screwed up, that was not one of them.
All right.
Yeah.
So we are on the Northeast Ohio Craft Beverage and News.
Yes, we are.
And again, you'll find us every Tuesday for the most part, 7 p.m. live.
7 p.m.-ish. It sucks. I even started early to try to get this ironed out, and I couldn't do it.
Well, you started drinking early. We actually said it.
That's true. We did have a special guest come by
who brought us a present.
Brought us a present.
He brought us his gateway beer. So as we talk about brewers, we have one specific brewers that we know for sure gateway beer.
Yes.
We'll get to that here in a little bit, actually.
Yeah. Okay, what do we got? Number 3. I got my list all marked up.
So I don't know. Is there a story that you can tell us about this one? This is from a brewery called Samuel Adams.
Samuel Adams, yeah, it's a little known brewery up in Boston.
And Cincinnati.
Yes, that's where they do the bulk of their brewing.
They run a contest, don't they?
Yeah, occasionally they run a contest. They're like a homebrew contest. Yeah.
The details, though.
Well, I have the details.
So this is the Boston Lager, which I've got as see we actually both did notes. So I got this as come out in 1984.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So again, we're talking still the early to mid 80s.
Yeah, the Boston Beer Company was started by my buddy Jim Cook in 1984. He had a recipe from his great great grandfather, Louis Cook Lager, from the 1860s, and named the beer after, obviously, Sam Adams, who was a maltster as well as a brewer. So if you don't know about this beer, I don't even know why you're watching this show. Honestly,
I mean, this has to be for a lot of people. They may not have considered this a craft gateway beer because it was really out there a lot. It was very popular in the 90s. I mean, you could find this again at a lot of places. So there may have been some folks that didn't realize this was a craft beer.
Yeah, but super flavorful.
Very
yet
nice.
easy drinking. Yeah.
And they've done a great job as well, continuing.
It's Boston Lager. I don't like that at all. Yeah.
As I say, we had their pumpkin beer at our pumpkin beer tasting, which actually I was very pleasantly surprised. It was a nice, sweet.
Yeah,
tasting
they do a
beer.
good Oktoberfest too. I mean, if you want to go down the line,
But this was their first one, correct?
Yes.
The first beer they put out.
Yep.
And it's still around. Again, that's a testament too. You know, we always talk about this being the brewers might still be around, or the brewery, but the fact that the beer itself has lasted this long since 1984. I'm sure the recipe's been tweaked a little bit, and as they've grown the size of the production and everything, but still they're putting out a quality, easy drinking lager. I would say this is for people getting into the craft beer. It's not a hitch in the face hoppy IPA beer. As it says, it's a lager. I think very easy drinking.
No, but it's still got plenty of malt.
The color, I mean, again, it's more amber than I remember it being.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing. Not a clear white beer.
Yeah. And you can find this on draft, a lot of places as well. It's either this or their seasonals, and they go back and forth. So this beer won Best Beer in America in 1985 and 86 at the Great American Beer Festival. I understand they retired that title in 86. I don't know. It was like the first and second year, and then they retired it, but this beer won. Yeah. So also definitely a stalwart in the craft beer revolution as it got started, or even before it got started. Yeah. Thanks, Jim. I'll talk to you. We talk all the time.
And I would encourage folks out there, as you're watching, hopefully live, either on Facebook or YouTube.
Well, we're not on YouTube,
okay.
For whatever reason.
If you're watching live on Facebook, go ahead and message us. What's your gateway beer? If any of these have been your beers that started you into the craft world,
yeah.
Hopefully we'll touch upon one of your beers, and if not, it might be coming up.
So this was the third one. We got number 4 here.
Number 4.
I got to keep these in order. I don't want to get too banged up.
So number 4.
Oh, this is a Tommy pick.
And again, I remember. I wish I remember which brewer said that this was one that got them into craft beer. Doing a little research on this, I did not realize the heritage is. I guess you had known this, but I did not. If you want to talk about a little bit, we think about this right now. We're putting this as a beer that came out in the mid '80s here in the U.S.
Yeah.
I believe Coors was the one who kind of had the rights to it and was brewing it.
Yeah,
but it goes a little bit deeper than that, right?
Yeah, it was actually from the mid 1800s, an Irish beer. It was brewed as an ale when it wasn't, brewed in Ireland. Gentleman George Killian Lett ended up bringing it over. It kind of had a change of hands over the years, but eventually Coors picked it up and started brewing it as a lager, a little bit darker lager like the Boston lager, but a little bit lighter in flavor. And they changed the branding a little bit when Molson and Coors merged, but this is what we have today.
And that is
so I didn't have it back in the 1860s, so I can't really say how it compares to the original, but
that is, to me, it's sweet and malty, which is very nice.
Yeah. Low IBUs, low bitterness.
Now you've got your, I won't say funny, but your story from your connection with Samuel Adams.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to always, when I drink this beer, bring up the story of going to this one restaurant back in the early 90s in North Ridgeville, and they had their beer list drafts, and they had 2 different prices, and they had imports and domestics.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I know where this is going.
And I said, I didn't want any of the domestics. I did want one of the domestics, but I wanted Killian's. And she said, "Okay, you realize that's an import?" I said, "No, it's
No,
a
it is not.
domestic. It's
Yeah.
brewed by Coors." She's like, "Nope, it's an import." So we did have a lengthy discussion. I eventually did just drink it and paid the extra
You had to kick her
50
ass.
cents,
and
50 cents or a buck that it was, but I paid it.
Uh,
It was more
yeah.
the principle.
Yeah. It's brewed in the U.S. Yeah, they kind of got away from that. It used to be domestics and imports, and now it's craft and the rest. That's how they list them.
And I know one of our fans out there, Denise, this is one of her beers back from the day, I think for her college days maybe.
B-Dubs, Tall Boys.
Yeah, I thought you were just Natty's best.
No. Ew.
Natural light.
Is it bringing back memories?
It does. I haven't had this since Toledo. It's crazy.
Bush Light and tequila shots. El Toro. Yeah, believe that.
You crazy. Wow.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I saw Michelle made a comment about it went off the screen. I can't scroll back.
Well, I was
Talk
gonna
about
say-
yourself.
I was gonna say, I-
Cherry wheat. Michelle says cherry wheat was her first craft beer. Is that true?
from Samuel Adams.
That's a good one, man. That's real good.
Matter of opinion.
My neighbor across the street up in Marblehead, Dave Dunaway, he keeps it stocked year round with cherry wheat. I don't know where he finds it, like, when it's off season. He stocks up, but
I did have my notes here about Killian's. So in 97 and in 98 at the Great American Beer Festival, they did win a silver medal
oh yeah,
in the amber lager category.
yeah. Well deserved. I mean, that's good.
So 97 and 98. That was the last century.
Yeah, yeah. That was in the 1900s. Mike says Dundee Original Honey Brown Lager.
It's on the list.
It's coming up.
It's coming
Stick
up.
around. That's a good one.
We were able to find that one. So as we're traveling down the years here, so we just had Killian's. We're about to go a little bit local. We do have Great Lakes, Dortmunder Gold.
I wonder if I can do this.
Huh?
You guys don't see that, do you? No. I can't read that.
So this came out in 1988.
This is Dortmunder Gold.
Great Lakes
Yeah.
Dortmunder. This was one of their first 4 or 5 flagship beers that they
Mhm.
had. This one as well, I believe, won multiple golds at Great American Beer Festival. I've gotten 90 and 92. They've won World Beer Awards in the 94s and some of the aughts. And I mean, this for sure, we had the dad beer episode a few episodes ago when I first kind of got out of college, living. I had Genesee as my house beer, and
Yeah.
when things were good or a company coming over, we got and treated ourselves to this. I mean, this was the special beer. When you could afford it, because it'll cost almost twice as much. It might have been $6 for
Yeah,
a 6-pack.
Yeah, they've gone through a couple different branding label changes
Mhm.
over the years, but I think they've stayed true to the original recipe.
I truly liked it when they had the actual gold medal on here.
Yeah. Yeah, they modernized it a little bit.
So that is what it looks like today. This is Dortmunder from Great Lakes, 1988.
So the beer was originally called the Heisman,
Oh, I did not know that.
after the Cleveland native
Mm-hmm.
athlete.
Which was who was born around that area in Ohio City there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they got in trouble. So when they got a little legal pressure from the founders of the trophy, and so they changed the name to Dortmunder Gold. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, so this is a beer to be proud of coming from this area. These other beers have not been from this area, but, we can hold our heads high when you serve people this.
And I would say, I think at least talk about the Midwest, so you've got the Bells and Great Lakes. I think they're within a couple of years of each other as far as when they even started. And both of them still going very strong. I think there's in our area here that those are two very proud breweries that have definitely withstood the test of time, putting out quality beers, and probably introduced a lot of people to the craft beer industry.
Yeah, and this being, just one of a bunch of great beers that they make. Our Christmas beer episode's coming up, and they're going to be definitely on there. That's another one to be proud of from this area. They have the stouts. They got the Chill Wave. Can we talk about the Chill Wave for a second? That's a great beer as well. But I digress. This is about the Dortmunder Gold.
Yes.
And they're coming on the show, or we're going there.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about that. Yeah.
Now, Dave, we talked, was this a beer that you kind of, were you drinking this I know you and I are pretty darn close in age.
Almost the same age.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was for sure. Yeah, because you could get, anywhere around here, you could get this on tap, especially, I would say 10 years ago, you're going to get this and not as many of their rotating seasonals, because this was what was popular. And unless you're talking Christmas season, and then it's the Christmas ales. But yeah.
That's
I love it.
Very good beer. And again, it's incredible to think how long they have been around.
Yeah. And not only that, their own beers, they have started so many brewers in our area that have branched out, gone to other breweries, started their own breweries, and are making similar beers and very different beers. So
they're definitely
kind of an incubator for our area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think about in football, the Bill Parcells tree or the Belichick tree of coaches that come out.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sports.
Great Lakes definitely has done that. The number of brewers, and I think it's neat. I believe that they, I believe it's annually that they do have a get together of all the brewers that had brewed there at one time. They're now brewing somewhere else. So
That's cool.
A nice,
yeah. There's no
family. It's still a family of brewers, even though they may be at a different place.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Rick Bell says he thinks he knows why we're not on YouTube. Do we say something wrong?
Have we been banned from YouTube?
Do we overstep the rules of engagement?
What about his craft or his beer, his German beer he likes? Dab? What's Dab?
Rick Bell is highlighting Dab, a German beer. I do remember Dab. I did. That might be more in your wheelhouse.
Yep.
Of,
I have one in my refrigerator, actually.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
It was my dad's favorite beer, ironically. But Dab, nice German beer.
I like to dab.
Not that. Not.
And again, that was a foray for me into, non Budweiser, Michelob kind of beers that I was drinking back then. I got into the German beers more before I got into the craft beers, because craft beers weren't that accessible back then. So we're talking, the late 80s. Obviously, Great Lakes came around, but the German beers were out there. I was drinking probably more of those at that time, just because they're easy to get. St. Pauli's, Warsteiner, Dab.
I was a big fan of Warsteiner. That's a great beer.
Yes.
And that I'm not sure about Dab, but like Warsteiner, you could find somebody that had a keg of it, so it'd be a little bit fresher than like bottles that are sitting on the shelf for months.
Warsteiner used to do the metal kegs, those little around the holiday times. You can find those.
Yeah.
That's a commitment, though. If you tap that, man.
Yeah.
That's like opening up a growler. You got to drink it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, that's why we're so fortunate to be alive now. We have so much good beer that's fresh, that's made right here. I mean, back then, man, it was rough. You know, I remember finding, you know, you go to an Irish bar and you have a Guinness, and that's good. But if you can find the bottled, like Caribbean export Guinness, that's like a step above. And
I never had that until I was actually in the Caribbean.
oh yeah,
I've never got that up here. The export Guinness is so much different.
it is very different.
And in for my palate, I enjoy it much more than
Yeah.
the regular Guinness.
That I didn't even think of that. Maybe we should have put that on the list, but because I do remember having that
The
back
export,
in the day.
yeah. The regular Guinness, I mean, if that's somebody's gateway beer to craft beer, I'd be on the line of saying, I don't know how crafty that is.
That's the most macro craft beer I've ever heard of.
Gateway beer to
And-
alcoholism. That is.
Yeah,
And to be fair, very mild.
I'm not saying I didn't drink my fair share.
Everybody has that stigma of it's such a heavy beer. I want to stay away from it. It is the lightest beer. It's lighter than any of these beers we're drinking right now.
it is really light. People think it's it's a dark beer. It's heavy. No, not really.
Oh, it's not.
That's what I drink to sober up, man.
Oh yeah, Mike mentions the banana beer, the Wells and Young banana bread beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
That has been rebranded as something right
At
now.
the Winking Lizard is, I think, where we got turned on to that, which is another shout out to John Lane, which he's going to be here on the Christmas episode to tune in for that. Woo!
All right, we have a bonus beer
Bonus.
that we got from one of our brewer friends who stopped by. This was his gateway beer into craft as he was
Yeah, his name is like Matthias or
Matthias.
he's
Is it
Matthias or something. He used to hang around the show a little bit.
If you were here for the Guinness show, you heard his name.
Yeah, that's right.
Big intro.
Yeah, he did some of the voice work on the.
It's time to mash in.
There he is.
So-
But yeah, he dropped us off. This is actually the IPA from these guys. They make a pale ale, which he said was his first beer that got him into craft.
Yep.
So
It's up in Connecticut. He went to school out that way in college, so that's where he got first exposed to this. I do believe it's right here. The brewery's been around since 1989.
so that's going back. We put these in, or Tom put these in order of how old they are. So this is on the older side. Lonnie, what up, Lonnie? He says Watney's Red Barrel was the first beer that drew him into the specialized beer stores in Cleveland Heights, where he learned how vast the choices were.
I don't even know that beer.
Probably about 85. Watney's Red Barrel.
I have to look that up. So, Long Trail Brewing Company from Vermont. And we are currently drinking their IPA. Yes, I remember him saying that the pale ale was his gateway. So we don't have the exact beer, but we do have the brewery. Let me share this with you guys because this is the only can we've got.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we drank the other one.
We don't have any good notes on this since this was a last minute. Other than
You probably have to go back to episode like 3 where Matthias talks about it. That's probably not the episode. I made that up.
You made that up. He's mentioned it a couple times. I do know that recently he did get a chance to visit there when he was doing some college tours, I think, with the kids. But again, it's neat to think about a brewery that's been around since 1989.
Is this mine?
That's
Yeah.
yours. That's yours.
Yeah, I have the pre-show beer was the same thing, but
This one right here.
this one, what's this one then?
That's
Oh,
the
that
Sierra
was
Nevada.
the Sierra Nevada. It's like that oxidized sitting on the table.
So yes, we did have Matthias sneak in and drop
Yeah, it
us
was
off.
hit and run, man. He's like, here, drink a beer and out the door. But yeah, this is nice.
A little hoppy.
Yeah.
I guess
Are they calling this just an American IPA, or
what's in the can?
Let me see. I feel like it's
it might be a hazy? I don't
I
know.
think it says New England style hazy.
New
Okay.
England style Vermont brewed.
Seems a little bitter for a
It does.
like a west or a East Coast hazy, but
It says haze. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So this is actually kind of nice. So we've got Connecticut, we had California.
mm-hmm.
So we were covering the whole U.S. in this episode here.
Yeah.
Cleveland, Boston.
Michigan, are all over the place.
Yeah. Which goes to show that the craft brewery industry, when it started back in the 80s, was not just in one spot. I mean, it was something that was happening throughout the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the beers, I'm trying to think which one it was, but when they did start brewing it, there were only 100 craft breweries in the U.S. at the time. So that was probably in the 90s,
Yeah.
which is insane since, Ohio now I think has over 300 just in Ohio.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, we're so lucky. People, we are lucky. Living in the promised land. Oh, Mike says Finster McNarley's by renowned Sam Adams long shot brewer, an old swiller, but nobody remembers.
I don't know where that's going.
That was a home brew. I made an oatmeal stout that I called Finster McNarley. He was a cat we had, and we used to joke around that he probably shit in the fermenter. So it wasn't that great of a beer, to be honest with you.
I may not have any of your beers ever again now. if you call it a Ralphie.
Ralph wouldn't do that. Ralph's a good
We
boy.
made it from syrup, didn't we?
Oh.
On an electric
Yeah, I think.
stovetop.
Yeah, it was a extract beer with. I think that was in my transition period where you steep some grains, and then get the bulk of the sugar from the extract. But yeah,
All right.
wasn't great.
It was a gateway.
It was a gateway to something.
I think we're about to jump into the 1990s now.
Oh snap! Is this the honey brown?
This is the Honey Brown.
Okay.
So
This has gone through some label changes over the years too.
yeah, people when this was a gateway beer for people, they were probably seeing it as J.W. Dundee Honey Brown, which I did not realize. I saw it come back as the Genesee specialty, and later on reading about it, it was always Genesee. That was kind of their branding that they did at the J.W. Dundee Brewing Company.
Yeah, it was like kind of acquired, kind of.
Because it was also in Rochester. It was right there.
Yeah. Rick says Red Stripe is good too. It is. It is, Rick.
Is that a craft
But I wouldn't consider that a craft beer or a. I don't know if that's gonna. It doesn't taste that much different from a Corona or
Yes.
other beers, but you're right. It is a good beer.
Because I think you had some notes on this one as to what made this kind of special at the time that it became a beer for us, right?
Yeah, it was like the first beer to feature honey in the fermentation process. I mean, since then, tons of beers use it, but it was kind of a pioneering in that aspect. So, they featured in the name. It's a brown ale, American brown ale, and wow, it does look very brown. It does look a lot lighter than I remember.
It does say brewed with honey.
Is this misbranded? This is. I'm not sure.
Is that
about
why I was
this.
able to find it?
Yeah.
But again,
Oh no, I'm drinking the other way. Never mind.
Genesee Brewing Company. Used to be the old JW. Can we taste the honey?
I sort of do. You kind of get that cidery kind of taste. It won a gold at the 2004 World Beer Cup.
Yeah. Wow.
Probably in the newly founded honey category, honey beer category.
In 2004 World Beer Cup, it won in the specialty honey category,
Specialty. Yeah, okay.
and it won a silver in 2000 at the World Beer Cup.
Okay. So that's nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, and this is definitely something that could get you off the beaten path of macro beers.
Originally in 1994 as J.W. Dundee Honey Brown, and then in 2010 it was rebranded, and then again in 2020 with another name, but it's all been Genesee since then. And this one I was actually kind of lucky to stumble upon. Again, I do recall one of our, if you're out there listening or watching, one of our brewers that we had on here, J.W. Dundee, was their gateway beer. I remember that. So
I think the fact that Genesee has taken ownership of this now, I think, in the early 2000s, the macro breweries wanted to kind of capture some of the mystique of the craft breweries. So they would start brands and people didn't really know. So, I'm drinking a Blue Moon. It's craft, well, we'll get to that. But now they're like, you know what? It's fine because they had their flagships. They have Jenny Cream and, Coors has Coors and Coors Light. So this is different and we're going to capture this market this way. But now it's kind of not off-putting to their core audience to have something that's craft because people are kind of exploring all kinds of beers. So now I think maybe rather than calling this J.W. Dundee's Honey Brown, they're just, hey, Genesee makes this and they could be proud of it and they should be proud of it. It's a good beer. So I don't know, just my 2 cents.
I mean, you going back in day, I think it was, I want to say it was 1989 when I bought a 6-pack of Stroh's Signature beer. So, Stroh's had created this beer. It was all wrapped in the gold top.
What year did you say?
Ish? 89.
89, okay.
And it was like, I thought, cool, come on, they're doing something a little bit different. It's not just a regular Stroh's. It didn't taste much different.
It's the same thing.
It was packaging, but their signature.
It's like Michelob.
They probably did something different, but it was. But it was right. They were trying to get into that market. They were trying to differentiate themselves, where you had literally breweries that were starting as that versus the big boys who are trying to maybe.
This is charcoal filtered.
Get into the business.
Beechwood aged.
Yeah. Now they just buy them.
Yeah, they just buy them and put them out of business. I enjoy this. I mean, more than I thought I would.
That's not bad.
Rick says his first experience was when his brother brewed a batch around 1981. It was pretty good. The second batch exploded in our parents' basement. Yeah, homebrews will do that. They explode. We had our friends Christine and Eric. They had Christine wanted a beer named Spookleton or something. She had a name for it. So I brewed a pumpkin ale, fermented it out, bottled it. They had, I gave some bottles, gave them some bombers, and they saved it. And they had it down on their shelf in their bar.
Oh.
And the one night Eric's up there watching football or something, and he hears, "Bam!" Goes down, bottle had shattered, just beer bomb. I'm glad nobody was down there partying when that let loose. But so I was like, maybe drink the home brews. Don't store them.
Don't store 'em.
Yeah.
See, I'm storing one right now. That's a Belgian. So hopefully it's all right.
Is homebrew?
We brewed it at Brew Kettle.
Okay. Yeah. Be careful.
As close as.
Be careful.
It's over 10 years old.
Ooh. I had some of those. We brewed at the Brew Keeper in Ridgeville.
Yep.
And it was just supposed to be a clean stout, and it was for a while. And then it started turning Brett and started getting funky, but in kind of a good way. So I drank them.
It's hard to pour it down.
Until one exploded, and then we got to get rid of it.
All right. Well, you hinted towards this one a little bit. Next week, we've jumped to 1995. And this one, actually, I did not know the full story of this. So this is actually very interesting. We're looking at Blue Moon.
Yeah.
Again,
There's a lot of hate for Blue Moon, I think, in the craft beer community. But to be honest, it's a pretty good beer, you know?
well, the fun, I mean, what's, I can't remember the expression, but if you think about it, every brewery you walk into right now has some sort of a orange wit
Yeah.
Belgian beer. Now, again, it may be because they're trying to sell beer, but it also may be that it's not a horrible style.
No, it's not. No, the style's not horrible. So, yeah, Coors kind of started up this brewery, the Sandlot Brewery.
Why was it called the Sandlot Brewery?
Well, it was right in a baseball stadium. Like
Coors Field.
The
Yep.
first brewery in I don't know, maybe the last brewery. I don't know if there's any other breweries in a baseball field. Not on the field, you know, in the building. Sandlot Brewing, they had this beer. It was originally called Bellyside Wit. And one of the customers said, you know, a beer this good only comes around once in a blue moon. Like, oh, that's a pretty good name. So it stuck. They kept it. And so that was Coors. And then they kept it, and it went into wider distribution when Molson Coors merged. And this is what we have today.
And again, a beer that most of us have seen or at least had one of. It's been around since 1995.
Yeah, it's been a while.
If I'm doing my math right, that's almost 30 years.
Yeah, almost. So you get this with an orange or not?
Yes.
Without?
I do not like fruit in my beer. So
Yeah.
if they give it to me, if I have a glass of water, I'll put it in
I'll
my water.
throw it at them.
I'm a purist.
Yeah, you know, it depends.
Do you get a rim job on your Christmas?
Oh, come on. Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I like to drink a Christmas beer without anything on there.
I'll get a rim job on a Christmas ale.
All right.
Hell yeah. If I'm in a decent bar, I might get the fruit. If I'm in like a divey bar,
You're afraid of it.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I mean, how old is that orange? It's got mold growing on it and stuff like that.
See, but
But
why,
if I'm at a
why do you need to add it? If the beer should stand on its own without the fruit.
True. But to be honest, if I'm in a better bar, they probably have better beer, and I'm not getting this anyway. Sorry, Molson Coors. That's rude. That's rude. I'm sorry. No, but just defend ourselves. Coors comes after us. This is a good beer, and it's a gateway beer for a lot of people.
Yes. And similar to what we're we're talking about with Killian's being by Coors as well. Blue Moon has kind of differentiated themselves. The Blue Moon kind of stands on their own. People don't think of it as a Coors Molson beer, and they think of it as Blue Moon.
Yeah.
For right or wrong, but that's kind of how they.
Yeah.
I think it's the Coors is in very small print.
Yeah. I had actually thought that Sandlot was a standalone brewery. I thought then Coors acquired them. It wasn't until I did my internet sleuthing that I realized that
it was. But it was
It
a
was
different.
actually-
There was one individual that was brewing at that Sandlot, right?
Yeah, but he was
He was
bought and
employed.
paid for.
Yeah.
My friend Kevin Gamper's on here, and he says 73832000488. And there's only a couple people in the world that know what that means.
I'm not one of them.
That's the UPC code on the back of Old Dutch
Wow.
beer.
Old Dutch.
Yeah. Because we drove around and drank a bunch of those in our high school days and memorized that for some stupid reason. Cheers, Kevin. Good to see you.
That's always an interesting thing. Would you consider if you? I'm thinking old style, which was predominantly a Chicago beer.
Yeah.
So if you lived in Cleveland at that time, and you had an old style, would that be craft beer to you since it's something outside of your norm?
Probably not, because it gave you the shits and you felt like death the next day.
Drinking at a bowling alley.
But Mike, you could get old style like a case of bottles for like I don't know,
we used to
$7.
We used to go to the bowling alley and we would drink a frame, and we would get 10 beers because it was 10 pins
Yeah,
or 8 pins.
Yeah.
How many pins are in bowling? 10. Okay, yeah. And we would drink them. It was ridiculous. But they were only like,
There was
what,
nothing
8
s-
ounces or something.
yeah.
Well, I was just thinking with the old Dutch, because I mean that was not an Ohio beer. That was, I'm not sure where that was brewed. Was that Wisconsin, maybe?
No. Yeah, probably.
Mike had another one, honey. Did you see it? Newcastle Nut Brown.
Newcastle Nut Brown. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but that's England, right? British beer.
Yeah.
And again, is
English
it?
brown ale, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. And
Lizard. Funk that.
that was that's a rough beer because it came in clear bottles, right?
Yes.
So you could get some skunky nut browns. You could get some skunky nuts. Yeah. Okay, what else we got, Tom?
What about Saint Skunky Girl?
All right.
Is that a beer?
That's a beer. St. Pauli girl? Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, that was was that a clear bottle or green bottle?
That was
a green
green-
bottle.
green
Leave my
bottle.
girl alone.
They go skunky too sometimes. You let them go long enough.
Yeah, green's tough too, but clear is the worst.
All right, now we are up to 1999,
Oh, getting into the recent times.
and this
I got a story on this one.
I was going to say, yeah. If you want to, I probably said this 3 other times at my gateway beer, but this is a beer I just pulled out of my fridge because I like to keep this in the house. This is one of my favorite beers of all times.
Yeah, this is
Dogfish Head 90 Minute, an Imperial IPA. Again, when I first got exposed to this style, probably in early 2000s, I fell in love with it, and I still love this style. There are a lot of people who do some good double IPAs, which is kind of what this is, Imperial IPA. I really enjoy this beer.
Yeah, this is kind of a special process.
And I'm wearing the shirt.
Yeah. I was wondering, is he going to wear his Dogfish Head shirt or the Bells shirt? I wasn't sure. Or you have a Genesee shirt too?
Yes, I
I
do.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's a toss up. It's a good choice though. Dogfish Head in the mid '90s.
Great story.
Sam Calagione. I don't know really how to pronounce his name.
Who I did get to meet and have a picture with him.
Oh, that's sweet. So he was watching a show on TV where this guy's making soup. The chef's making soup, and he's adding the spice to it, like
Continuously.
just adding it, and he gets the idea. What if we hop the beer continuously? So he made an Imperial IPA. He got. Do you remember the old the vibrating football tables?
You put the little players
You line
on
the
there.
guys up, and
they just move.
and they're weighted, and
I've got one in my basement.
Yeah, dude, let's brew some beer. So he used this thing and mounted it above the boil kettle, put hops on it, and it vibrated and added hops the entire 90 minutes of the brewing process. So it's adding, the bittering on one end is going down, and then the flavor is going up as time goes on. Is it gimmicky? Yeah. But is it a great beer? Also, yeah.
It was the
Yes.
first continuous hopping beer ever made.
Yeah. And it has some cousins. It's got a 60-minute and a 120-minute cousin. Also-
and now there's a 30-minute too.
Is there? Oh, there is.
There
I
is.
seem to remember that. Yeah. So this is,
This is
this is great. It's malty. It's sweet. It's just enough bitterness to offset that sweet. Yeah.
so when we were talking earlier about Great Lakes and the chill wave and stuff. I mean, and I've told friends they know this is the beer that this is the comparison always. I mean, how close does that beer taste to this? Is it as good or better if it is? But this is my measuring stick for a good double IPA, but for me,
Yeah.
this is a beer I like to drink this. I could drink this all day. At
I don't know-
9%.
I don't know about that. But so I remember the first time I had the 120 minute. You couldn't get it in Ohio like early until they passed law. Alcohol was too high. You couldn't get the 120 minute. But my friend Dan Smith, he brought some in. He was out of state, brought it in. And we were on our boat at the Cleveland Yacht Club just for the weekend. He brought some up. Oh, man. It's just so...
It's definitely different. It's different.
Yeah, it's a crazy beer. And I was well into craft beer by then. This dog is all over the cords down here. But that was an eye-opening beer for me. And, this one, too, was earlier. But thankfully, Ohio has loosened up those, and we can get that.
The 90-minute is around 9% alcohol. The 60 minutes around 6. The 120 varied.
Mm-hmm.
It was, when it came out in bottles, anywhere between 12 and 14%. And it does age.
Oh, yeah.
And it can go up to 18%, depending on how long you age the beer.
It's a good beer.
I got a 120 right now aging in the basement. It's probably about 7 or 8 years.
Oh, man. Well, remember your boy when you crack that. So this, Dogfish Head in 2019 merged with Sam Adams, Boston Beer Company. Sam converted his stock into Boston Beer Company stock, and they merged, and one big, beautiful beer company.
Yeah, and they're both putting out still good beers.
Yeah,
I
great beers.
don't think they've compromised anything in their merger, in my opinion. At least.
And Dogfish Head has a ton of other great beers too, and their seasonal list is crazy.
And they're a distillery as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They do have a distillery.
I've yet to try. We just got a bottle of their peanut butter vodka. I've not tried yet.
So with your extensive friendship with Sam and mine with Jim, we're gonna we get together on the weekends and drink peanut butter whiskey. I don't know what we do. I don't know. Rick Bell says he only drank Blue Moon for the orange slice. Well, you don't want to get scurvy. You got to keep your vitamin C levels up, Rick. That's good. Good boy.
The rickets.
Yeah, I don't want to get the rickets.
So now this one was a little bit of a surprise. We talk about being here in the Cleveland area, great beers that a lot of people may have had for the first time. I still have friends that I feel like I'm introducing the craft brewer industry at least once a week that have not had craft beers, which is still kind of crazy.
It is crazy. They're like, oh, I don't like dark beer. Oh my God.
Just try it. And they try it and they're like, oh my gosh. So this one, Fatheads.
Yeah.
Headhunter.
Yeah, this is another one to be proud of from this area.
And am I right that the date of this is 2012?
I believe so.
We have they opened in 2009, but I think this Headhunter was 2012. Which is
that was the production brewery in Middleburg, right?
No, that's been more recent than that. Because it was
I don't know.
You don't know?
The what did I say here?
Oh, this was earlier. I'm wrong. It was the Bumbleberry I had is 2012.
Okay. Well, we went back and forth. We were like, are we going to do Bumbleberry or the Fatheads or the Headhunter?
I have this as 09, and it actually won at Great American Beer Festival.
09?
In 09.
Oh. Show me your O face, Tom.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a great story, too. You talk about two great Midwestern cities.
Glasses! We need glasses.
Okay.
So,
Little ones?
Yes, please.
How many?
Just one. Oh no, two more.
Hey, oh, thank you.
So two great Midwestern cities, Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
Yeah.
The story that most people hopefully know. I mean, Fatheads was originally, and well, still is, born in Pittsburgh. There is still Fatheads in Pittsburgh. They never brewed beer there. They again, I might get in trouble with this one, but everything I've heard, I think it was Penn Brewing that brewed for them, and they labeled it. And it wasn't until '09 that they opened up a brewery in Cleveland and started brewing beer in North Olmsted and actually shipped the beer to Pittsburgh because, Pittsburgh needs help.
What?
And around that time, Headhunter did come out.
Yes.
And it still amazes me that, we've had all these other beers that have been prior to this, and this is a beer that you and I, can drink every day anywhere we want to. But it's a more recent beer.
Yeah, we're lucky people. This is it's a classic example of a West Coast IPA. Nice bitterness,
And I do think, we've had some
light body.
younger brewers on, and I do know that we've had some of them say that this was a gateway beer for them.
Yeah. And that's what I mean, like we were well established in our love for craft beer. And when this came out, but can you imagine? Like you're
This being
drinking
your first beer.
macros and you have this and you're like, oh my God.
I mean, it's completely different than any. I mean, this is the hoppiness that you taste in
Yeah.
here, but it's not. I use the term. It's hoppy, but it doesn't like hit you in the face that you can't like recover from it. You get a
Yeah.
little slap, but that's okay.
A slap is good. When I think of this, when I drink this, I think of my experience with Stone IPA
Oh,
back in the day.
that was one.
That could have been one we could have put on
Arrogant
this.
Bastard
Yeah.
was one of my early beers too. But that was a little later on. That was probably in the 2000s at least. But
Yeah,
Arrogant, I mean, Stone, Arrogant Bastard was a great beer.
yeah, definitely. And then a little bit later, they had the Enjoy By series.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Yeah, it was a little more recent, but yeah, Arrogant Bastard. Holy shit.
I thought about that. That could have been one that we had on the list here, but I think we did a good job of
Yeah.
representing some gateway beers. Of
This list could have been 30 beers long, like no problem.
Man, I wish we had some Finster McNarly.
Yeah, well,
Maybe not. We could have poured that one out.
yeah.
Old Swiller.
well, we do have one more, and this is, we've had some folks talking about other beers that where were we from the out of state? The British Newcastle Brown Ale and some of the other beers that I think are great craft beers, but not necessarily American craft beers.
True.
Our last beer that we are going to have is probably one of those. It is a very nice exposure to someone to a different style of a beer, but it is not an American beer.
Yeah, this was kind of my pick because I can remember it. Just having this Samuel Smith's oatmeal stout, and thinking, oh my God, this is a beer. This is phenomenal. Let me see if I can empty one of these.
Yeah, I mean, and this one, we've been going kind of chronological, but I did save this one since there's an oatmeal stout to the end. It is from England. It's been around. What I found was that 1980 was when it became a year-round beer. Prior to that, it was a seasonal beer, which I will say that their winter.
I think we're back.
Are we back?
I don't know what happened.
Old brewery.
All right.
Telecaster. Celebrated.
So we got Samuel Smith's oatmeal stout. This is one I remember from the day, just blowing me out of the water. Like, this can be a beer.
Are we
And-
still in date order, or did we leap back in time?
And
Well, we put this
if
one
you're
at the end
listening
because
to the
it's a
show,
stout.
We went back in time because this is a stout. I want to keep this till the end.
Okay,
This is
keeping
this
with light to dark.
this became a year-round beer in 1980. Prior to that, it was just a seasonal beer.
Okay,
So we did go back, but I didn't want to have this early on to kind of mess with the palate.
nice. Okay. Just wanted
But
to
it
be
was
clear.
originally marketed in the 1800s as a fortifying beverage for lactating women. So if you're feeding your baby, this is what you drank. Because it,
Are you making that up?
No,
I'm not
it's
making that up.
And I'll do a shout out you did earlier to John and Winking Lizard. I think this is the beer I would consistently be able to get at the Winking Lizard.
And as a marketing guy,
lactating women, you can't beat that as a tagline, right?
You can't beat that, but I didn't know that. But I mean, the foil. Come on.
Yeah.
What that? It adds nothing to the beer, but it's fucking cool.
Yeah, and it's cheaper than dipping it in wax, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a great beer. Just the flavor again. If to expose someone to, I mean, we were talking earlier about people who are scared and think, oh, Guinness is so heavy and so much flavor. I would challenge you to put this next to a Guinness, and you would see exactly what a dark beer is supposed to taste like.
Yeah, and it's not that heavy.
No,
I mean,
It's delicious.
it is good. It's sweet. It's
molasses?
it's got the
it's got a molasses
chocolatey
flavor.
characteristics. Yeah,
It's the oatmeal that's giving you that characteristic, I
But
believe.
there's not molasses added. It just gives you that flavor profile.
yeah. It's the roasted grains and the
Malted barley, roasted barley, oatmeal, yeast, and hops.
Oh, it's dessert.
dessert in a glass. Yeah, it's good.
Silky and smooth. Still
Yeah.
not on, Maria says.
What? No.
Especially when you pour it all over your jeans.
So I did want to highlight a couple beers that are they were gateways for me, and I think a lot of people, but they're not available anymore. They went out of business, went by the wayside.
I was surprised at that first. I did not know this first one went out of business.
We just missed it, dude. We could probably find some places that still have it on the shelf. 2025, this Magic Hat number 9 went away. Magic Hat Brewing Company, Burlington, Vermont, in 1995. Debuted as a seasonal beer. Had apricot flavors. It was a great beer. I remember having it, and it kind of fell out of favor. Craft beer snobs kind of turned their noses up at it. It's got fruit added after the fact. We don't like this.
That was a good apricot beer. Again, that was probably my first beer into fruit. That and maybe the Bahaba blueberry beer.
Bahaba.
Those two, you talk about fruit beers,
Mm-hmm.
probably the first ones I ever had.
Yeah, it kind of dovetails into the bumbleberry we talked about
Mhm.
earlier. So it was acquired by a brewery conglomerate in 2010. Sales kind of declined, and it was discontinued in early 2025. We were that close.
Missed it by that
By
much.
that much. The next one is Pete's Wicked Ale. I love that beer so much. I made Dave's Wicked Ale as a clone. I did multiple batches of that. It was an American brown ale, founded in 1986, Palo Alto, California, I think.
Okay.
Very early on in the craft beer days.
That one I can tell you was not only yours, but one of our brewer guests, that was their gateway beer as well. I do remember that from an episode.
Yeah, I could see that script. Pete's Wicked Ale. It was sweet. Sweet label, awesome beer. Gambrinus picked them up in, did I put a date on
1998.
there? 1998 for $69 million.
That's a lot in 98.
That is a lot of money, and that is, can you imagine a brewery being even if like Fatheads, they got a great beer here. a macro wanted to pick them up or a conglomerate wanted to pick them up. And what's this?
Will sent this in. He sent in that there's some technical difficulties online, but he sent this in and said that the Kuzimas Ale was his very first craft beer from Pin Oak Brewery.
What?
Checked it in. His very first.
Wow.
His very first.
Yeah, so my nephew, apparently my homebrew was his gateway beer. The Kuzimas.
In 2018.
Kuzimas Ale, 2018. Yes.
He
Look, I'm converting them.
Sounds
gave
like
it a
yesterday.
5-star rating. That's pretty solid.
5 stars. Wow. Will, that beer was not that good. But I'm glad you're converted, and thank you.
That's the year you did the.
And then we got
So 69 million, you buy that brewery? I mean, wow. That's not happening these days.
back then.
Breweries are not getting acquired at that.
And-
At those
but-
valuations
But they
anymore.
got purchased by it, but they're not brewing anymore.
No, they, and it was Magic Hat number 9 was,
Well, no, you're
you're
in Pete's Wicked right now. They got bought.
oh yeah.
I mean, so it's not even around. They can't
Yeah,
find
so
things.
yeah, I mean, sales declined, and they're like, well,
They're gone
we're gonna put it out to
in
pasture.
2011.
2011. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a great beer. Yeah,
And now the next one I do remember, and I actually didn't realize that they were gone. I guess I do remember.
They may not be gone.
Oh, that's right. They're trying. Yeah, I do
They
remember.
may
So
not be gone.
Anchor Steam. Again,
yeah,
that
yeah,
they did the open fermentation, correct?
yes. Yeah, and the name, the steam coming off the cooling vessels, the cool ships or whatever. Yeah, that dates back 19. What? I put 65. Is that right?
Not a brewer. I can't believe that. No, but
It's got to be in the 80s.
yeah, and they
Yeah,
they
yeah.
closed in July of 23. Their founder did pick them back up, and they might be opening up and run their beers. Of course, they're the Anchor Porter, the Liberty.
Yeah, Denise, they were the intellectual property was bought by the guy who started Chobani, the yogurt conglomerate.
Okay.
Yeah. So they haven't done anything, but hopefully they.
Yogurt, yeast, beer.
Well,
yeast.
that they could do a sour program. That would be awesome.
There's a
But,
connection.
yeah, there's so many good beers there. I also have, I do have some of their Christmas ales in a vertical. I have some Anchor beers back in the fridge in the library. We could crack those later.
All right. Well, that's running through our beers that we did for this Gateway Beer episode. Again, beers that kind of changed potentially people's view of what beer could be and into the craft world. We had about 10 or 11 beers here today that we tried that we believe was a good sampling of those we've kind of heard other brewers and ourselves getting us
Yeah, I think
over
it was.
the hump.
This is a great idea, Tom. I'm glad we did this. I think Gateway Beers, to people who are craft beer fans, beer connoisseurs, brewers, Gateway Beers mean a lot to us, I think. They mean a lot to me, and I can remember most of these beers and others that led me down this path. And it's important to talk about them, I think.
Well, and just think about this for a second, though, that some of the brewers that we have on our show here that we're talking to that are brewing beers, it's very possible that one of the beers that they're brewing right now will be the gateway beer for someone, someone,
true.
my kids or eventually maybe my grandkids,
Yeah.
of what gets them into their craft beer as well. So
Yeah.
it's an ongoing thing. I mean, the gateway beer is not a specific beer. It changes by the times and by the generations who are exposed to it. So
Definitely.
I think it's a great thing for brewers to aspire to be that gateway beer for someone to try. That's going to get them hooked.
That's an
on
awesome
this-
thought.
this
I like
craft
that.
beer.
I like that a lot. Yeah, that's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
So any homebrew happenings going on?
Nope, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, I got to
Uh,
brew something. Yeah.
Some pro stuff going on. We got this Friday coming up at Forest City. Cleveland Beer Week has their holiday showcase at Forest City. So there's a Christmas beer foray going on there at Forest City with a bunch
Cool.
of breweries that we've had on the show as well, and some that we haven't yet.
Yeah.
And then something that popped up for our friends at Lorraine Brewing Company. They've got the Hoppy Holidays coming up on December 6th.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. They got some awesome brewers.
I think it's close to about a
Pouring there.
dozen breweries there.
Yeah.
Go on the websites, Cleveland Beer Week, you can find for the Forest City place. For Lorraine Brewing Company, go on their Facebook or website page and find tickets to that show coming up. I know you guys, you and Denise and some friends one of your friends did accomplish it. Marie and I did get our email invitation already to the Passport party.
Yeah, we are.
Got it. We got it.
Man, we're working hard. I think we have 8 breweries left. We're going to do it.
So the Brewery Passport Finishers Party is coming up in January. If you guys, anybody out there still doing it, we're also going to have coming up on a show someone from Destination Cleveland to talk a little bit more about the details of that.
Yes.
Prior to that, on the 18th, so next week, we're going to have Jennifer and Carl from Bell Tower. You guys remember we were out there visiting them. They're coming into studio next Tuesday. The following Tuesday, the week of Thanksgiving, the 25th, we're going to have Jen in from Destination Cleveland, who will give us some updates on
Yes.
the Cleveland
I
Passport.
think we have maybe some news.
Some news about, some creative new things that may be the focus for 2026, as well as probably some more details on the party for those that are going to finish it here in 2025.
Yes.
And then what do we have to come after that?
On the 9th, we have our Christmas beer event in studio.
Before that. On the 2nd.
I forgot. I almost forgot.
How could you forget?
Oh, my God. December 2nd, we are going to Great Lakes Brewery. Great Lakes Brewing.
We will be down there.
Yeah.
Again, our friends who introduced us in 1988 to Dortmunder. We will be having a show down there to talk with Mike and a couple other folks.
Yeah,
probably.
we're not really sure if we're gonna be in the brew pub or the cellar or the brewery, but he's gonna pick out the best location for us. It's gonna be great.
So that's on December 2nd.
Yes.
And then December 9th, we have the In-Studio Fest of the...
I don't know if we're gonna fit here. We might have to rent out a hall. We got a lot of people.
We'll have
A lot
the
of
Christmas
people
beer
wanna
event that is being sponsored by the Winking Lizard.
That's right.
John has graciously donated some Christmas beers for us, and then we'll probably have some folks might bring in that can round it out, and it's gonna be festive.
It's gonna be festive for sure. Yeah. We'll swap out the pumpkins for Christmas trees, and we'll be all festive.
Then we had a couple other Tuesdays there in December that we're kind of working on right now to get a couple folks, and then we'll head into the new year.
Yeah. We got some good stuff coming up. So
All right.
stay tuned, guys.
Where do they find us?
Well, Facebook and YouTube.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. The BlabberMalt Show, X, Instagram, Threads. We are at BlabberMalt, and you can email us anytime you want. BlabberMalt@gmail.com.
And people want to get swag like you're wearing?
Yeah, you hit the Beacons link, and there's our Fourth Wall site, and you can get these shirts and the glasses and stuff, and all the swag, everything you need.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and until next time,
Stay malty, Cleveland. Oh, look, the Stay Malty.